Hello, and welcome to an episode of the Nourished Life for Christian Women. I'm going to be starting something new here that I'm really excited about. These are going to be super brief episodes, like 5, 10 minutes tops. And one of my favorite questions to ask people is, what's a life lesson that you've learned so far? I love to ask this question of people of all ages. And so I'm going to be doing these segments every so often where I'm sharing some of these life lessons that I've learned from other people. So let's dive right in with the first life lesson that I want to share. This one was given to me by one of my beautiful daughters-in-law when she was 33 years old. When I asked her this question, her answer was, give people grace. That has turned out to be one of the most powerful three-word mantras I've ever heard. It has helped me clarify a lot of things and how I deal with people. It reminds me of a story that is told by Stephen Covey in Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, where he talks about being on a train in subway in New York, I believe it was, one day. And this dad got on this train and he had young children, and this dad was like totally not paying attention to these kids. These kids were just really misbehaving and acting out, and the dad was completely oblivious. Everybody on the car was uncomfortable, and nobody wanted to do anything. But he thought, maybe I should speak up and say something and have this guy, just pay a little more attention to his kids because these kids are making a lot of people uncomfortable. And so he mentioned this man. He said, I'm sorry to be the one to say this, but could you just kind of keep an eye on your kids? There are a lot of people who are being disrupted by how they're behaving. And the father looked up at him and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I know I wasn't paying attention. We just came from the hospital. Their mother just passed away, and I just wasn't paying attention to them. I'm sorry. I'll get them in line." What an immediate change of perspective. It went from the whole car and him being irritated with this man for not watching over his kids to nothing but hearts full of compassion and empathy. Now, in life, of the people that we come across, they may or may not have just had such a traumatic experience. Maybe that driver on the road in front of you is just really a jerk who's being dangerous, but you don't know. We never know. And so, what does it hurt us to give people grace? And we know in our worst days and our worst times, in the times that things come out of our mouths that we wish didn't come out of our mouths, and when we did behaved in a way that we really wish we hadn't have behaved, if people would give us grace, how much we would appreciate that. And so, those three simple words, to give people grace, can be life changing, not only for them, but for you, for us, as we really develop that kind of heart, the kind of heart that Christ had, that really saw through circumstances to the heart of the person. And when we can see people and as a person like us, then we can have that empathy and that compassion. Christ taught that we're to be peacemakers, and blessed are the peacemakers. And how much of that do we need in the world today? There's so much hurt and so much fear and so much anger that comes out as behavior that can really get under our skin. However, if we can give people grace, then we can build peace and we can give the world the light that it needs by those three simple words: give people grace. It'll change your life. And those three words can be extremely helpful in creating a life that is truly nourished, body and soul. See you next time.